Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. And today I'm taking a look at issue 5 of the 8th Doctor mini-series, which is 5 issues long, so is the last one, and as I've said many a time, hopefully I will at some point be able to read all of the 5 issues back to back and then sort of do a retrospective sort of review or video at some point, even though I've said that many a time with a lot of series of Doctor Who comics that I've got, because this is the 3rd complete series that I've got now. I've got all of the 4 Doctors, all 5 issues of the 4 Doctors, all 5 issues of the 9th Doctor, and now all 5 issues of the 8th Doctor. So first of all, on the front cover, we've got a very unique sort of design this time round, where the Doctor Who logo is in blue, which I think, because of the TARDIS being blue, I think I quite like this. And I quite like it because, as well, most of the time the covers are usually dark colours, so I think that's why they have the big Doctor Who logo and the diamond with the still shot of the Doctor in white. But because the background's white, they've done it in blue and stuff to really make it pop out, which it does. Then you've got sort of Josephine in this sort of like space coffin thing. You've got the Doctor in this really cool sort of action pose with the Sonic in his hand, and then just sort of his other hand there. You've got the barcode in the TARDIS sort of design with 05, just saying that it's issue 5. Now, taking a look here, we have the 3 main bios on the Doctor, Josephine Day, and the TARDIS, and then you've got previously sort of what happened in the previous issue, so issue 4, in case this was the first issue you picked up. Now, I really like the art in this. It's very nice, and I have to say, yeah, some of the art is really nice, and I specifically like this sort of panel where we see a very close-up sort of shot of the 8th Doctor's Sonic. Because the 8th Doctor is in mainly a lot of audios, we never really get to see a lot of visuals of his Sonic design, which I think that's one thing that I've really liked about this sort of miniseries, seeing panels detailing the Sonic, because it's a very unique design and I really like it. You know, it suits the sort of costume that M'gann wears, and just really feels like an extension of his character slash his specific incarnation, with sort of a gold and then wooden panels, and then this sort of like emanating crystal and whatnot. You've got more sort of, now these are in sort of green, which really do give this sort of atmospheric look, which I like. What was it? There's a very nice panel here, which sort of has a sort of big shot of Josephine Day here, and I just want to say I really like her costume, to be honest. I don't know why, but there's something rather simplistic about it, but it's very effective in this one. And then we have this, where we find out about Josephine Day and this sort of tragic thing that happens to her. I won't give it away, but I like how all of the panels are sort of, you know, sectioned off by strands of the sort of this character's like gorgeous like blonde locks and that and stuff. It really adds there. There was another panel that I really liked. I can't quite remember which one it was. I think it was earlier. Yeah, this one, where you see the Doctor there sort of getting really annoyed and stuff. And I think just the way that Paul McGann has been drawn here, Paul McGann is drawn awesomely here, you know, and I quite like this look. And I'm very happy that they've chosen the sort of Night of the Doctor costume, as I think out of the 3 main costumes that is worn, out of the 1996 TV movie costume, the Dark Eyes one and the Night of the Doctor one, obviously this one's had the least sort of exposure, seeing as obviously Night of the Doctor was only a very small little short prequel. And so the other 2 costumes have had a lot more sort of look, really. So yeah, and you also at the back get a little sneak peek of the 4th Doctor, issue 1, 2 panels, or a few panels here and stuff, for those of you who are interested. The variant covers, which I really like this one. That's the standard one. That one's cover C. That one's cover A. And then that one's cover B, which I'm not too fond of. And then, much like the issue 1 of the Fourth Doctor that I've reviewed as well, you've got what's out this month from Titan Comics, just generally what they're selling, and then just a Doctor Who sort of merchandise website thing. What was I going to say? Yeah, and there's a nice appearance from the 12th Doctor and Clara at the end as well, clearly. And I really like, can I just say, I really love sort of Josephine Day's sort of character, and she's really sort of, I don't know, I think she just really sort of, she really feels very rich and real. You know, she feels fleshed out, she feels like a real relatable character, oddly enough. I don't know, it's weird, she's very likeable and very, as I say, real, which is odd because of what you find out in this story and that, and I just love how the Doctor is just so happy around her, really, and it really, it's weird because I feel like she's obviously a character that's just been made for these comic books, but I honestly feel like she's so good, she's like the Sarah Jane for the 8th Doctor, really, and that's saying something, so I think that's the biggest praise I can really give her character, and I just love it. I love how she's been drawn, I love how her character is, you know, she loves adventure just as much as the Doctor, and that, and I think she really suits and helps, hopefully, the 8th Doctor, as I know his character is one of the more damaged Doctors. Now, this is confusing, the end, for now, as with the 9th Doctor comic book series, they had a massive, like, page dedicated to a sort of, like, letter thing, saying, you know, stuff along the lines of, you know, that the writer is happy that the fans have really taken to the 9th Doctor comic book series, and we will be continuing it on. So I expected something along those lines with this, if this is going to be continuing on, which unfortunately it doesn't make it very clear if it is going to be continuing on. There's also information about, obviously, if you can get these on your smartphones and tablets and stuff, all the other Titan Comics comic books that are available, you know, issue 5 of the 9th Doctor, the second years of most of the other Doctors, so 10, 11 and 12, and then, you know, a big sort of advertisement for the new 4th Doctor Adventures, as they're recently just been out, really, this month. So yeah, this is a very good, nice sort of end, and a very nice sort of comic book. I think it's a must-have if you're a big fan of the 8th Doctor. It's a bit of a no-brainer, really. I think if you're, as I say, a fan of the 8th Doctor, it's a no-brainer, and you should have picked these up, really, because it's just more material on a Doctor who, other than his Big Finish stuff, really doesn't have that much material on him. And for a long time, a lot of his material has been regarded as expanded universe stuff, and that. But obviously, Big Finish is now canon, so because of Night of the Doctor, which is fantastic. Because obviously it means that the 8th Doctor is more the Doctor than ever, really. And considering how many Big Finish audios he's done, it really does show that. And I think his character has been sort of shown in these 5 issues very well. You know, it's a very good representation of, as I say, Paul McGann. Maybe more the adventurous Paul McGann that I expect from the 1996 TV movie, which is kind of odd because in my head it goes the 1996 TV movie, the Big Finish stuff, these comics, and then the Night of the Doctor, and it's kind of weird because, again, he's very adventurous Doctor here, when I expected him to be a lot more darker, and that he does go a bit dark here and there, you know, obviously when he's sort of really fighting for who he cares about, i.e. Josephine Day and stuff, but otherwise he's quite, you know, sort of jovial and joking about and stuff, and I quite like that because, you know, it does show that he's still that Doctor, really, and it's nice to get a different aspect of Paul McGann's Doctor instead of just, as I say, the sort of one note sort of doom and gloom that he normally for the most part, is for a lot of Big Finish that I've listened to anyway, personally. So yeah, I would definitely recommend these comic books. So thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.